Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's we're going to be going over the all-new Toyota Corolla Hatchback. Before we get into this video though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Toyota here in Murray, Utah for giving me some time with this Corolla. I'm going to include a link to their inventory in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you have any questions or need any help, just ask for Mitch. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. So under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes through a CVT automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 30 around town and then 38 on the highway, with power outputs being 169 horsepower at 6,600 RPMs and then 151 pound-feet of torque at 4,400 RPMs. Now, before we go to the front end, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood here, you guys can see you've got distinctive lines there on either side. And if you guys are wondering, this is called Finish Line Red. And then popping down below, you got the cool daytime running lights there with the headlights, which again, altogether just makes this look so aggressive. And look at the grille too, that also kind of adds to the aggression. You got fog lights there on either side, and then look at like the silver trim around as well. It looks great altogether. And yeah, when you look at this new Corolla head on, I mean, it means business. Coming around the side here, tire and wheel setup is 225/40/18 on the front and over in the rear as well. And then you guys can see the design on the wheel. It's got this like metallic gray coloration, which contrasts very nicely to this Finish Line Red. We've got these cool blacked out mirror caps, and then yes, this does have the two-tone paint job. So you guys can see the roof is blacked out, which looks really cool on the Corolla. Now, something that's actually kind of funny is this right here is not paint. You guys can see there's actually an edge here that you can feel with your finger. It looks like this here is vinyl, and then the rest of it is actually painted. And well, when you look at the full side profile of the Corolla Hatchback, it already looks cool, but with this two-tone paint job, it looks even cooler. And for those of you wondering, same thing here on the back. So I think that seriously, like this whole thing right here, all vinyl, but I'm guessing like up here maybe is painted, but I don't see any like edge there. So yeah, that's interesting. So here's our key fob. You got the Toyota logo there on the front. You've got your unlock function, your lock function, and nothing happened there on the back. Now popping inside, you guys can see you've got the Corolla logo here on the floor mat, and then picking this up, and I guess pushing this and picking that up, we got the spare tire underneath as well. And so yeah, tons of practicality. Cool that it has a cargo cover already built in as well. And then when you're all done, you got that little handle right there that you can just plop. Now I've got these really sharp looking taillights here on the back, and then you guys can see Corolla badge down below, and then XSE on the other side. And then the rear camera is actually just below the Toyota logo right there, which is pretty neat. And then you guys can see how it's all blacked out here at the very bottom with the trim. And putting it all together, between the two-tone paint job and everything, I think this is just such a good-looking car, and I definitely prefer the hatchback Corolla to the sedan in terms of overall styling. Now with the XSE, first off, you guys can see really nice material use on the door panel, and then look at the contrasted stitching. Then you got some piano black trim right there. Pretty cool looking seats here. You guys can see the inserts in the center. Definitely makes it look unique, and pretty interesting contrast between the seats and this red paint. Legroom here in the back is actually pretty solid. You guys can see got a little storage pocket right there, and then I got some USBs here in the back as well. And then headroom's also solid back here. I almost forgot. Cup holder armrest. And then with the front door panel, you guys can see again with the two-tone design here. And again, look at the padding and the stitching that goes across. And you can see like the trim up above. And we got all of our window controls right there with our door lock and unlock, and then the mirror adjustment. And the mirrors do have blind spot monitoring. Again, with the front seat, definitely interesting. And then you guys can see there with the center insert. And then we've got our power adjustments just here on the side. Corolla there on the floor mat. And then you guys can see the pedal layout. And then we do have our hood latch release. Now, really nice padding all around the steering wheel, and then you guys can see like the contrasted stitching on the center portion. This does come with adaptive cruise control as well as lane keep assist. We do have paddles here on the back for that CVT, so you can shift by yourself. Obviously, it doesn't truly shift because CVT, but anyways, volume controls, voice command controls as well, controls for the center stack in general. And then we have our turn signal light stock, windshield wiper stock. Now with the center gauge clutch, you guys can see that it's digital, which looks so cool. This is definitely a big improvement for the Corolla. And notice I can scroll through a bunch of different menus, see different bits of info on the car itself. But that's not all. We also have some drive modes. So we've got a sport, a normal, and an eco. Notice how it kind of like changes with the background a little bit there. And you guys can see even with the steering assist, it's got a little like hand marker there in the center, so it like lets you know if it's active or not while you're using it. Now in reverse, we do have a backup camera here, and when you turn the steering wheel, trajectory lines don't turn with it, but overall resolution is pretty good. As for the rest of the infotainment screen, we have a shortcut bar here on the side, which is pretty easy in terms of the functionality with using it, and I'd have to say good response time. I like this new touchscreen that Toyota has in all of their cars. We got an analog volume control, that's all you need in life. And then you guys can see the vents down below, and then we've got this for our climate system, dual zone climate system here, and then look at the dash here with like the padding and the stitching, and then even up top as well. That's fancy. Now this does come with heated seats for the front passengers and a wireless phone charging pad. Now we do have the shifter for the CVT. You guys can see you've got the manual function, so if you want to shift yourself, then it'll let you do that. And then you guys can see in front of it, we've got that drive mode select that I talked about earlier, and then also stability control. We have a couple cup holders here with our auto hold and then our parking brake as well. And look at the nice padding on the center console lid. Decent storage space inside with a USB port and then a 12 volt as well. And then down below, you can see with the glove box, got decent storage space right there. And then up top, we do have a manual mirror dimmer. Now here's our window sticker for this Corolla. You guys can see all the standard equipment, which almost everything is standard here with the XSE package. And then you guys can see here, special color that does cost a little bit of money, but base MSRP $26,430, total MSRP $28,739. And with that being said, let's kind of sum things up. I got no luck with filming today. It is insanely windy, so we're gonna be back in the car while I guess pull it back into its parking space and stay out of the wind so you guys can actually hear me instead of hearing a muffled voice trying to talk. But summing things up, I really like the hatchback. If you guys have been watching my reviews with the Corollas, then you know that this is the package that I like. I just think it looks cool. It still gets really good fuel economy. I know that the hybrid is more economical than this in terms of overall fuel economy, but I feel like this gets good enough fuel economy that I don't feel like I'd need to go for the hybrid. And the extra power is also cool as well. But there is an interesting question now. So like a base model GR Corolla, because I just reviewed a GR Corolla today, is $35,000 with no options. That gives you all-wheel drive and a manual transmission. And obviously, you know, not nearly as economical as this. But, you know, quite a bit more power and everything. And so, like, do you get, like, a fully loaded hatchback like this or spend a little bit, well, it's not a little bit, quite a bit more money and get the GR? And I think it would just depend on what you're looking for. I think for most people, this is probably going to be enough for what you're looking for. Obviously, if you're a, you know, hardcore car enthusiast, then yeah, the GR is going to make more sense. But if you just want like an economical, fun-looking car that actually drives really well, these do drive really well, then that's what this gives you. But I guess if you want to take that extra step, then the GR would be worth it. But also, the fuel economy rating is far worse. This, you know, I mean, what, it's over 30 miles per gallon combined. Yeah, 33 combined. The GR Corolla is like 10 miles per gallon less combined. So it's not like it's horrible, but not nearly as economical. Let me know which one you guys would choose, and let me know what you think about this two-tone paint job as well. I think this is very interesting. It's interesting that we're starting to see more like custom-looking stuff like this from the factory with car companies. But anyways, that'll sum things up. Again, a huge shout-out and thank you to the Toyota here in Murray for giving me some time with this Corolla. Check out the inventory in the description down below. Ask for Mitch if you have any questions. I'll see you.